How's everyone doing? I am just going live on Instagram up there and YouTube here. So I might be a bit weird. There's going to be a bit of a delay. Let's wait for some people to join. We've got some people joining on Instagram. Alberto and Chris Art Factory. How are you doing, guys? Welcome to the stream. We've got Corey down in the chat on YouTube as well. So I'll just allow a couple of minutes for some people to join. Just a quick one today, really. I just wanted to do a bit of shop talk, tell you about what I've been up to, and then do a Q&A where you guys can ask me whatever you want, and I will do my best to answer. Corey's already left me a couple of questions, so I'll cover those first when we get a few people. But welcome on in, guys. I hope you've all been having a good day. Who've we got? Amir Electronic, Sarko Sar, Eski Sid Design. Nice to see you guys. Welcome to the stream. We got like 4 people on Instagram, 5 people on YouTube. Welcome to my YouTube crew. For those of you who are just coming in, just a quick one today. I'm gonna just talk about a few things for 5 or 10 minutes, just to share a few tips with you and tell you about what's been going on with my handmade business and how I'm dealing with the current crisis. And then we're going to do a Q&A where you can ask me anything that you like at the end. So if that sounds good, give me like a fist pump or a thumbs up in the chat wherever you are on Instagram or YouTube. Just let me know you're there, bro. What's happening, Rob W? Good to see you, dude. We got loads of people joining on Insta. Oh, yes. What's happening, Randy? Nice to see you, man. It's awesome to see you at the quiz the other day. I hope you've been doing well. I was thinking about you earlier. I was wondering what's been going on with all of your kick-ass content. So I'm looking forward to having a binge and watching some silversmithing lessons from Go Meow Creations tomorrow when I'm in the workshop. Hope you're doing well, man. Alright, cool. So we've got quite a few people in. We've got like 10 people on Instagram and it's flittering between 7 or 8 on YouTube. So basically, guys, this week has been like mega hectic. Oh, cheers, Rob. Rob just said, I just want to say it was because of you I started making rings and thinking of selling online. Good shit, bro. That is exactly what I like to hear. And Randy's also making a video as well on Go Meow Creations. Making a new video right now about etching. And I'm doing okay for the most part, just working my ass off. Yes, Randy, exactly, man. That's pretty much that's what I was going to get at for the start of this stream. Been working my fucking ass off, man. I've got to be honest, like this week, it's all hit me. I've been on the attack for about 6 weeks. You might have seen from like my social medias, I've just been putting out lots of content, doing tons of promotion, putting out stuff to my email guys, communicating a lot with like my course students. I made a resource book for wood veneers for the online course. I've planned out a bunch of new content for the course, planned out a bunch of content for YouTube. Of course, I had my birthday parties all over the weekend. So, you know, considering that it was a lockdown birthday, I actually had, I think, the most raucous birthday weekend I think I've ever had. It was amazing. So, pretty much over the last 6 weeks, I've just been working really, really hard. Luckily, through April, I've managed to kind of make enough funds that you know, I can kind of sit back and finish off my order book and then crack on and make some YouTube content. I think someone just asked me, are you making any new YouTube videos? Yes, I've got a good few in the pipeline. I'm starting to film one tomorrow, actually, all about how to make a sea glass ring, which should be quite fun. So yeah, basically, I've just been working super hard. You know, it's a stressful time. And this week, after my birthday, I've just felt really blown out, really tired. So I just had a few days just to chill, bro. I just needed to chill. So I was lucky enough last night, me and my girlfriend got to cook a nice meal cuddle up on a beanbag and watch a movie, which was quite nice. But now it's pretty much back on the attack. We're back on the attack. I've just got my first workout in a week, so I'm feeling good and pumped. Look at those. Oh, yeah. So, basically, I've got like loads of stuff in the pipeline. I'm going to talk to you a bit about it and give you my lesson of the week. But before we do that, I've got a few shout-outs to do. Yes, and then we'll move on to the Q&As. All right? So, first of all, shout-outs. Like I said, it was my birthday, and every weekend, every Saturday, I've been running a virtual pub quiz, which is free to join, and it's interactive. And basically, we've been raising funds for healthcare workers treating COVID-19 patients. It's been absolutely amazing. This weekend will be the 5th week, and we've managed to raise £510, which I don't know what that is in dollars. It's like over $600, which is unbelievable. And so basically this weekend we're doing it all again, and I'm formally inviting all of you to come to the pub quiz this weekend. It should be really good fun. It's live on my YouTube channel every Saturday night. You know, it's informal. We drink beers, we have a laugh, have some banter. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. I hope to see you all there. Massive shout out to Chestnut Products. On my birthday, I woke up and I had a Just Giving donation, and they're the ones that bumped me up over the £500 mark, which was my target. So that was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Chestnut Products. Massive love for you guys. I'm gutted that we are not able to hang out this weekend and make a central, but hopefully we'll get to do that later in the year. And then also, something weird happened this week that I noticed, okay? It was my birthday on the 27th of April. Rustic and Maine, another amazing Bentwood ring maker, messaged me like on Saturday saying, dude, it's my birthday on Monday as well, which is sick. And then today, the next day then, one of my students, Sean from Oddwood Designs, amazing ring maker, he said his birthday was on the 26th of April, so happy birthday to Sean as well. And then I just went on to Facebook today and I saw that Handmade by Brandon and Metal Forest Designs birthdays are on the 30th of April. So I don't know what it is, bro. This end of April period, lots of epic ring makers were born. I love it. So happy birthday to all you guys. Maybe one day we'll get our own ring making conference on the go. We'll all go and have a party at the end of April. That'd be amazing. So that's my shout outs of the week done. It's been very, very, very goddamn busy. And I've got like a lot of projects in the pipeline that I want to work on. And so this is what I wanted to, this is my lesson of the week. Just a quick little 2-minute thing that I wanted to say to you guys, okay? Because I'm working on a lot of new things at the moment, and I've been learning lots and lots. So I've had to learn how to live stream this month. I've been learning more about like video editing and how to kind of do all the back-end promotional stuff of my online course. I would love to start a podcast, so I've been kind of researching a lot of stuff about that. And for YouTube videos, I'd like to do like a little series where there's like an overarching challenge or a theme that will last like a few weeks. So like set myself a challenge and then see if I can do it like over the course of like 2 or 3 months. Now during this time, I've researched a lot and looked at like a lot of like gurus, entrepreneurial gurus, and you know, various like influencers and fitness professionals and stuff. And basically what I wanted to tell you guys is, or warn you about, is just be careful not to fall into this trap where you become like a wantrepreneur. And by wantrepreneur, I mean that don't turn into one of those people who get all the books, they go to all the events, they watch all the live streams. Well, I mean, you watch this live stream because obviously it's the best. But, you know, they get all the courses, but they never actually take any action on the things that they want to do. And I find myself kind of in this situation sometimes because I've just got so much on and I'm trying to do so many things at once, and so my schedule doesn't allow me to. But what I've really been trying to do and trying to concentrate on over the last few weeks is just thinking of something and just going for it, just taking action. So that's what I want to say. Whatever you're thinking about doing, just take action. Just take action on it, no matter what it was. You know, take the first steps. If you're thinking about starting an Etsy shop, set it all up. Start making your products. Start trying to take photos. If you're starting getting into ring making, get your tools out. Have a go. You know, whatever you're trying to do, selling on Shopify, making YouTube videos, just start. Don't worry about being perfect. It's all about progression, not perfection. So that's my lesson of the week. A short one, but yeah, don't turn into a entrepreneur. Just do shit. Okay? That's it. So let's move on to a Q&A. And before we do the Q&A, I just want to let you know I've got a freebie set up on my email list, and I'm send out free resources for you guys. So if you're on Instagram, you can click through the link in my bio and find a link to my email list where you get like a free guide to making bent with rings. And if you're on YouTube and you haven't already joined my email list, then there's a link in the description. Go through and get your free guide, and then I'll just send you free resources, free stuff. And you also get to find out about any promotions I'm running on the course and whatever I'm doing. So, that said, let's move on to some questions. Right, there's quite a few questions coming through on YouTube. So let's start with Corey. Corey asked, I think he made a ring with purple heart and 2 copper bands, but he's having a problem where the metal inlays are popping out or something. And he's asked, like, what am I meant to do after I've put the inlays in? What's going on with the finish? What the hell? What am I meant to do? So, Corey, basically, what I would do for your metal inlays is make your ring, carve your inlay channels, inlay your metal, sand the metal flush with the wood, get that nice and shiny, sand it up to like a really high grit, like 12,000 grit micro mesh or something, working gradually through the grits, and then apply your layers of CA finish. You mentioned you applied 3 layers. I normally apply like 10, depending on the method. You know, if you're doing it with paper towel, you might need more than 10. You might even need like 20 odd. But build it up thick. I like to do it with a cocktail stick. So I apply all my layers of finish with a cocktail stick. Apply the layer, wait for it to cure. Spray with some activator spray to make it cure quicker and stop blooming. And then polish it all up, and you should have a really nice ring, and you shouldn't have a problem with your copper popping out because it will be like held in place. And also, you said you used 18 gauge wire. I don't know what that is in the UK because we use like millimeters. I use 0.8 mil thick copper wire. I hope that helps. I'm sure that might have helped quite a few of you as well. I do actually have an online course all about this stuff, so if you're really looking to get seriously into it and you want to just skip over all of this learning curve, then you can join the course. What else we got? Go Meow Creations is making a cool video, and I can't wait to see that. Randy, entertain me! Teach me, Randy! Right, who else we got? Simon Vida just started shop on Etsy following your tips. Good stuff, Simon. I wanted to ask you what... sorry. This is Nickram6547 on YouTube. Hi, I wanted to ask you last time you were on, but I missed you. Wanted to ask what size metal working lathe I might need before I buy. Okay, so I use a... just a benchtop metal lathe. It's like 300 mil between centers. That's good enough to get you started. You know, if you're looking to kind of get into machining kind of basic metals, you might want something a little bit more robust. I use a Clark Metal Worker, but it's honestly not that good. So I would spend a bit more money. Spend over £1,000, I would say, on a nice lathe that you can grow into and has enough power. And mainly with the metal lathes, I found like with the cheaper metal lathes, like where I have, I consistently get problems with chatter. So it's like not all sturdy, and it's not really ideal for getting like the accuracy that you need really for making rings. So get something significant. I'm not necessarily an expert on that, but I know that on Patrick Adair channel, he suggested lathes to buy a few times. So yeah, I'd recommend shopping around and spending a bit of money, man. Hope that helps, dude. Randy from Go Meow Creations. It's a good point. If you are just aiming and never take the shot, you will never get anything done and learn from that. Exactly. Like I said, take action on the things that you plan to do. And if you fuck up, you fuck up. Don't worry about it. Learn it. That's the entire way to learn. You've got to make mistakes in order to learn. Corey Huff, super glue issues, please. Okay. Super glue issues. There's so many of them. Basically, most of them can be avoided by using an activator spray. Use an activator spray, the same brand as your super glue, if possible. Just take a few short bursts, not like just like short little puffs. You know, a good like, I do it like more than an arm's length away. A good like, I don't know, what's that? Like a foot, 2 foot away. Spray activator spray between coats, and wait until the coat is cured until you apply the next one. That's all I can say. I mean, I cover all this stuff in the next level wooden rings course. If you are having problems with super glue, then maybe you could try UV resin. Try UV resin finish. Alumilite do a really good one. So you just need the Illumi UV and a UV like lamp or UV box, and that will be much easier, but it will take a lot longer. So give it a go with UV resin finish if you're having consistent super glue finishes. If you're having CA glue problems, use UV. Simon Vida, how do you prepare and send finished rings, box, envelope, etc.? So I use a company called the Tiny Box Company in the UK, and I set up with them. They print like a really nice logo on top of the box. Have I got one laying around? Oh, I don't have one laying around. But yeah, they print out a nice, really nice logo, like a silver logo on top of a black recycled card box. And then I just put in like a few little things, like sheets about, like basically care, how to look after the wooden ring. And then I put it in a padded envelope and send it out. I mean, it's not great, you know. I've never really gone to town on my packaging, but to be honest, I'd rather, my rings are expensive, so I would rather, you know, not have to charge like another 20-30 quid to just put it in a nice box when, you know, the people are paying for the rings and not the box. So I hope that's not being shit to my customers, but I've never had any complaints. And the actual ring boxes themselves are really nice. So I hope that helps, dude. Okay. Lord Mozart, I'm in the house for a few minutes. Say, Mr. Brown, I remember you owe me a shed load of beer. I prefer real ones as opposed to email virtual ones. Thanks in advance. Okay, bro. All right, nice. Who else we got? Jennifer Hoxie on YouTube. Dudes, the oil in the wood affect the CA finish. On my dark rings, there's always one spot that has bloomed. Yeah, I would imagine that like very, very oily wood would kind of, I mean, you know, obviously the CA glue is not going to be able to stick to an oily finish. So, I mean, I don't know what type of wood you're using. Most veneers I've ever had are like, you know, they're pretty dry and they've been seasoned for a long time. Well, I don't really know what to recommend. Just make sure that the wood is dry before you start gluing it up. You know, give it like, if you're going to soak it in water and then wrap it and leave it to kind of bend, leave it to dry for like a day or two, and then kind of start gluing from there and use activator spray. Hope that helps, Jennifer. Do you sand between each CA layer? No, I don't, but you can if you want. I don't see the point. I just put them all on and then sand from there. Kayumi 18 gauge is 1.02 mil. Yeah, I use a 0.8 mil wire, so I find that's better for actual making metal inlays and wooden rings. Hope that helps. Alex Vlad, greetings from Romania and thank you for your videos. Cheers, bro. Can you please tell me what grits do you use to polish copper inside before applying CA? I don't make rings with copper on the inside. The reason being is because a lot of people have allergies to it, and it turns green and kind of oxidizes and makes your finger green, which I just find yucky. So I don't do it. So I can't really advise you there. If you're using like small bands of copper on the outside of the ring, which I do, then I apply many layers of CA over the top and then polish it. I mean, if you're looking to make like rings with metal insides, like silver or gold or copper, then you want to sand the copper with like emery papers, which are like finer sandpapers. Sand it from like 240 grit emery paper, 400, 600, 800, and then I think I move on to like a 1200 and then a 2500. And then to get the copper really super shiny, or to get a silver super shiny, sorry, I use 2 polishing compounds, Tripoli, clean it off completely, and then change all the polishing heads, and then do it with a red polishing compound called Rouge. And that brings a full power shine to precious metals. So I hope that helps. Like I said, I don't use any copper like liners. I never make any rings where like there's copper touching base skin, because it turns your fingers green. I think it's fucking gross. Okay. Kayumi, greetings from Indonesia, mate. You got me into ring making. Bosh, that's what I like to hear, man. I like to hear that all these people are super inspired. That's sick. I think any questions coming through on Instagram, by the way. I'm answering the YouTube ones, but I can't see many coming through on Instagram. Kayumi, easiest wood veneer to make a bent wood ring. Tried a few ones, but so far no great success yet on the coiling. So basically stuck on solid wood rings. Yeah, that's a good question. The best, I mean, it's difficult to say, right? Because wood veneers, they are different. Like each batch of wood veneer you get, even from tree to tree of the same species, can be completely different because there's so much variability in the wood. But that being said, in general, I found that like woods with kind of tight, smooth grain work easiest. So maple, cherry, sycamore, walnut, those are the 4 that I recommend you start kind of experimenting with and making your first rings with, because it gives you a lot of practice with wrapping up. And then you get a lot of kind of more exotic woods that are much more difficult, like Macassar ebony, Santos rosewood, Bolivian rosewood, you know, Padauk. Padauk is a son of a bitch. God damn, I had a massive battle with a piece of Padauk this week, and it was a pain in the ass. So, yeah, basically the easier ones are like those ones. Cherry, maple, sycamore, walnut. And then the hardest ones I find would be like Padauk and ebony. And some of the rosewoods, which just snap city. They just love being snappy and being a pain in the ass. So I hope that helped, Kayumi. Kayumu on YouTube. Frank F. What's up, Frank? My walnut veneers keep cracking in the roll up. Left it in boiling water for almost 2 hours. Still the same issue. Any ideas? Frank, I think if this is the same Frank that joined the course the other day, there's a video in the course about like veneer problems. So that's worth a watch. It depends what type of like the veneer you have. Generally, I like to use they call it standard thickness here in the UK, which is 0.6 mil thick. Now, if you take like a digital caliber and you measure that thickness of the veneer and it's a bit over that, then chances are you'll start getting into Snap City. So I'd recommend like sanding the whole strip of veneer thinner, maybe down to like 0.4 mil. That's massively helpful. And then when you cut the strip, like that edge, like the flat edge there, sand that down to like a fine papery taper. So like the edge is super thin and then it kind of tapers up to like the 0.4, 0.5 mil thick. And then as you did, put it in the hot water for a couple of hours. And then it depends then what sort of thickness of former that you're wrapping it around. So if you need to make like a really small ring, say you need to make like a size 5 ring, sometimes like your wood doesn't want to go from being like a flat strip to like super rolled up size 5 ring in one bosh. So what I like to do is like step wrap it. So I'll take it out of the water, and then I'll start with like wrapping it around a Coke can. Wrap it around a Coke can, bit of masking tape, leave it for 10-15 minutes, take it off the Coke can, take the tape off, and then I'll move on to something smaller, like a deodorant can, and then I'll leave it for 10 minutes, and I'll take it off the deodorant can and move on to a wide socket, and so on and so forth, until it comes down to like the size of ring that you need it to be. Does that make sense? Frank, I've got videos about it in the course, man. Like, so I explain all that like in real great detail. So I hope that helps. And if you're having trouble, then feel free to reach out to me on the Next Level Wooden Rings Facebook group, and I'm happy to help. All right, we got any more questions? Come on, let's get some questions. Let's have a look who we've got in. There's plenty of people on Instagram. What's this? Is it L45 or I45? Sin.I45. Which wood is a spiritual wood? Oh, I don't know. That's a difficult one to answer. I think you'll find that actually, like druids and various different religions attach meanings to various different types of woods in the same respect as some people attach meanings and properties to certain gemstones. Of course, there are no like scientific things to back that up, but certain woods like symbolize certain things. So, for example, like oaks in the UK, they are kind of quite druidy, associated with like the tree of life and the circle of life and stuff. But I mean, it depends on where you are in the world. I'm sure that many different woods mean different things to different people. So I don't know. I honestly, I haven't really looked into it that much, but I'm sure that if you went beast mode, you could probably find like woods that have a lot of like real superstitious meaning to them. So it's worth a look. Frank, mine is a quarter sawn 0.56 mil, sanding down about 2 centimeters at the start of the inside using a 19 mil former. Maybe you've just got a snappy bit of wood, man. It might just be that piece of walnut is just a son of a bitch. Sometimes it happens. I don't really know what to say. I've never had problems with walnut. I normally use the bits where like the grain is like really straight. I think if you have it like quarter sawn and like the grain is kind of coming down and popping off at different angles, like say if you've got a straight strip but the grain is like kind of popping out the sides, or not popping out the sides, but the direction the grain leads off the sides, that can be problematic sometimes. But I don't know, it might be worth trying again with a different bit of veneer. It might just be that piece is, I don't know, maybe too old or too dry or grew in a weird way and just is not going to comply. Sorry, it feels like a cop-out. I wish I could come and help you in your workshop, but obviously I can't at the moment. Todd Ransom on YouTube. What's happening, man? Hi from Iowa in the USA. First time watching. I'm setting up for ring making and I've learned a lot from your videos. I'll be getting your class in the next couple of days. Sick. I hope we do, man. I'd be really glad to help. Go Meow, are you going to use some of that metal I sent you in that upcoming video? Yes, man. Yes. Oh, dude. I was looking at it like yesterday, thinking of like a project. So like I said, I've been so busy that I haven't had time to kind of do any experiments. But for those of you who are watching, Randy from Go Meow Creations sent me like a really cool piece of like Makumagane that he made, and I've been waiting for a cool project to use it in. So I think in over the next coming weeks, that's going to go on my YouTube list, and I'm just going to find like a nice way to inlay that into some kind of ring. Thinking maybe like a silver spinner ring or something really cool. So yeah, man, definitely. I'm really looking forward to it because, you know, then get to share a bit of love and send some people your way as well. Jennifer Hoxie, do you get a lot of traffic from Instagram? Yeah. Instagram is, I think, on like my Etsy stats. I think like Instagram is, I think it's like either second or third. It's in my top 3 forms of traffic. So there's like Etsy search engine optimization and like Etsy traffic that comes through from the Etsy platform. And then it's like Instagram and then YouTube. And like they fluctuate depending on how active I've been. So yeah, like, Instagram is a really good platform for artists and makers. And I think like in the coming months, I would love to like make some kind of course or resource specifically for makers on Instagram. Because over the last year, I've learned like a lot of techniques and a lot of tricks that have helped me essentially to like double my audience in a year. And so far this year, I've gained like 2,000 followers this year, which isn't massive in the grand scheme of Instagram, but for like a small niche maker like me, I think that that's, you know, pretty good. And so I'd like to kind of make some kind of course or resource specifically for makers on Instagram to grow their audiences. What do you think of that? Do you think that's a good idea? Kayumu. Wood from the Waringi tree in Indonesia is considered holy. Oh, there you go. Here you go, Sin 145. Kayumu on YouTube said that the wood from the Waringi tree is considered holy. So that's cool. Oh, yes. What's happening, Richter Scale Rings? My man. How you doing, dude? Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Frank said, that sounds like it. Thanks, mate. Cool. Cheers, bro. So, Frank, cheers for that question. That's a really good one about like wood splitting and having problems like when you're wrapping up wood for bent wood rings. There are so many steps along that process which can be problematic. So feel free to ask any questions, and you know, I'm happy to help. This is why I'm here. This is why I'm on the stream for. We've been going for over half an hour. That's amazing. All right. Yeah, Jennifer Hoxie, of course, sounds great. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to make a like a specific grow your audience on Instagram course. And I think I will kind of do. I think I'll do like a few little tutorials and see kind of how they go. But I think that a lot of like the content you watch about growing Instagram channels, like on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, they're sort of not necessarily all geared towards makers who are selling products. They're more like for, you know, like influencers or like entrepreneurs who are like kind of selling sponsorships and stuff for like, you know, fitness professionals and that. So I think it'd be really good to kind of do it specifically for our maker crew. Lyle Watson, what's up, man? You may have mentioned this. I was wondering what thickness of veneer you use. I've been using whole wood and looking at getting veneer. Yeah, Lyle, definitely get some veneer, man. Like, it's so much easier than bandsawing a piece of wood and then sanding it down. And it normally comes in the right thickness. So I use 0.6 mil thick veneer. Sometimes, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, it can be a bit snappy. Certain wood species can just be a pain in the ass. So if that happens, then it's worth sanding them down. Sometimes like 0.4 mil. And then that might help. Alex Vlad, if it's not too personal, oh, here we go. How many rings do you make on average per month? That's not too personal, man. I'm completely open. I think I've already done a video about this on YouTube. I did it like about a year ago where I showed like a breakdown of how much do full-time Etsy sellers make and how much money I make. So I was really very open on that video and explained like all the numbers. Recently, due to like the current crisis, it's been like, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 a week. If I do one in a day, like I'm happy, because normally the rings I'm making are very involved. You know, if I'm making like, I have to machine the Damascus steel core, do multiple inlays, put a finish on that, polish, etch, polish, you know. Or if I'm making like bentwood rings, I might start them in a batch. And so I'll start the batch on like Monday and then try and get them all done by Friday. So yeah, if I can do one a day, and I'm happy, and that's really good for me. And I don't know if you've been to my store, but I sell rings for like between 100 and 600 pounds. So I mean, yeah, if I sell a ring a day at kind of 300 pounds, yeah, you know, that's a really good yield for me. If I'm working 5 days a week. So I hope that helps. I think that you know, it's a valid question to ask, because like if you're looking to spend a lot of money on equipment, lots of time, learning how to make rings to sell, then obviously you want to know like if it's worthwhile and if you can make money doing it. And yeah, well, you definitely can. Even during this crisis, like, you know, I thought that my ring sales would just completely tank and I would have nothing, but actually, you know, it's not been as busy as like this time last year, where I was doing like, you know, a lot of sales per week. But I've made enough to like cover my bills and cover my workshop rent and drink some beers and see my friends. So yeah, it's not necessarily dead right now. People are still buying wedding rings. People are still planning to get married like in the fall or the winter. And so if you're starting now and you get good by like the end of the summer, then I would say there's no reason why you can't be selling rings to couples who are looking to get engaged and rearranging their weddings for the winter time. Hope that helps, bro. Richter scale rings. What about using a hand plane to make shavings for rings? Yeah, I've seen people do that. I personally haven't had any experience. I think I did buy a nice plane. I'm pretty sure I bought like a Stanley plane from like a second-hand one from somewhere like ages and ages ago with the idea to try that out. But I just never got around to it. And since then I bought a bandsaw, and I just found like the bandsaw was like easier for me. I think there's a lot of like technique, and I don't really have the technique because I've never really done like traditional woodworking with hand tools. But yeah, I think you could do it for sure. There's no reason why you can't. Well, I don't know where to look now. John Derwin, what do you find is the best veneer to use? I covered this earlier in the stream, but tight, straight-grained veneers like maple, sycamore, cherry, and walnut are always a pleasure to use. But yeah, it's just worth experimenting. You will find definitely like Padauk, Macassar ebony, and certain rosewoods can be really hard and problematic and snappy. But yeah, it's just about starting with the basic woods, or like the ones I just mentioned. Practice making shitloads of rings, man. Just, you know, don't try and do the flashy stuff straight away. Start with the basics. Just take like a sheet of maple veneer and just make like 30 fucking rings out of it. And just get that wrapping process down. Get the dexterity and the muscle memory in your fingers. And then, you know, start experimenting with more exotic woods as you go. That's what I recommend. Where are we? Right. Okay, that's cool. Cool up there. Lord Mozart, will you do a video in real time from start to finish, including any serious cock-ups? Would be great to see what can possibly go wrong, if anything does. Yeah, I think I probably could. It's that's just mainly a question of like being able to film it properly and having the right equipment. Like at the moment on YouTube, I'm filming this like through like a webcam, and then I've got like my iPhone up on the Instagram. So I think like to do that in real time, I'd probably need to like set up a few things and like set up a workstation. But yeah, I mean, why not? I think it's definitely worth a go. You can see me when I throw a rage fit then. Throwing wood videos around the workshop in a rage. Alright. Kevin Bellaby. Have you had any problems with the Damascus steel, and what grade do you use? Oh my god, problems with Damascus steel? Oh my god, yes. Yeah, definitely. Damascus steel is very, very dense, and I'm just completely self-taught. I learnt like a few things from Patrick Adair Designs. And like, you know, I just bought this metal days, watched a few of Patrick's videos, and I was like, oh, I'll just crack on and have a go. And oh my god, my learning curve was massive. I just fucked up so many tools, and you know, I just didn't have a clue what I was doing. I had no idea how to get a nice surface finish, how to etch, anything. I had no idea. So yeah, I've had lots of problems with Damascus steel. um, the Damascus steel I use, okay, because a lot of people they use like knife making sorry, I'll start there again. They use knife making Damascus, so I think that's like made with 1095 and 15N20 steel alloys. But basically the N in that 15N20 is for nickel, from what I understand. And in the UK, they've got quite a lot of regulations about selling jewellery with a high nickel content because people get really allergic to it, and you know, it can cause like skin irritation and stuff. So I don't use that, and it also goes rusty when you use like I think it's 1095. I always get it mixed up with like the 1080p. For like video editing. So I might be wrong there, but it's like 1080 something or 1095 and 15N20. But I use a company called Damasteel. Damasteel, they produce a stainless Damascus. They're based in Europe. I think it might be Germany. But they produce a stainless Damascus with, I'm pretty sure it's 304 and 316 stainless steels. So they don't rust. It is really like hard, dense stuff. It'll blunt your tools. You need to, like, I use like the cutting tools with indexable bits because they need replacing frequently. Like I might only make like 1 or 2 rings before I need to replace the cutting tools. And yeah, I've learned how to grind my own drill bits because you need to kind of keep them sharp, and it can take a really long time to kind of drill holes. So. Kevin, yeah, Damascus steel is it's not for the faint-hearted, but god damn, that stuff is amazing. Lord Mozart is laughing because he'd love to see me losing my shit in a video. Alex Vlad, Damasteel. Yeah, Damasteel is a company who produce Damascus steel. Oh, Richter scale rings. Yeah, 306, 304, and 316. Fun fact, stainless contains large amounts of nickel too. Oh, shit, okay. Yeah, I use the jewelry grade Damasteel. There's lots of like science behind it, but I spoke to they have like suppliers, and the supplier I get it from in the UK are called Barmond Steel. So Damasteel is the company who forged the steel, and then they distribute that through a company called Barmond Steel in the UK. And yeah, like I actually spoke to him and said like I need the jewelry grade one. So whichever one you're gonna get, yeah, get the jewelry grade one. Richter scale rings, the nickel content isn't an issue. I think like if the nickel content is like really small, then it's not so much of an issue. But they've just got like quite a lot of regulations here in the UK. Yeah, and then there's like ways that, yeah, Richter scale rings on Instagram, like giving me an education. Yeah. The nickel content isn't an issue. Something with the way it's bound up and it doesn't react like other metals containing nickel. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah. It's science. There's like loads of science behind it. I just spoke to like the guys at Barmond and was like, dude, is this the right stuff for making rings with? There's another company as well called Ballback Damas. I always laugh at their name because it sounds like ball bag, but they do actually make like a really lovely stainless Damascus steel as well. It's not like as dense. It's not like as dense, twisty as the Damasteel stuff, but it is quite nice and very reasonable priced. I think in the US you've got like Vegas Forge. I know that Stoneforge Studio get a lot of stuff from Vegas Forge, and they've got some really cool patterns. So yeah, it's just have a shop around, man. There's some really cool suppliers of like really interesting Damascus steels. I wish I lived in America, man. I'd be buying so much stuff. I'd be absolutely skint. Well, I've been talking shitloads, guys. I hope that I've been helpful. Just really quickly again, if you're new here, you can go through the link in the description on the YouTube channel. Or in my bio on Instagram, like I've got like a little link where you can click through to all my other links, and you can get a freebie where I'll send you like a free guide to making bentwood rings with just hand tools. It's really useful and it's free. So yeah, go over, sign up to that, and then you'll be on my email list where I can send you cool stuff. Just give you free cool stuff. Alright, just a couple more questions and I'm going to fuck off because I'm knackered. I did my first workout today in like a week and I'm like really suffering. Yeah, Richter scale rings. I'm not a metallurgist either, just a lot of research. Yeah, cool. Richter scale rings, by the way. God damn. That guy got some skills. Big up to you, man. Alright, couple more questions. We got Lyle Watson. South Africa doesn't have the biggest suppliers. Yeah. Weird's World moved to Canada. Oh man, I'd love to move to Canada. You guys are so nice. Everyone in Canada is just so nice. Overkill. What advice would you give to someone who is looking to start making rings as a hobby? Get stuck in. Just get stuck in. Watch some videos. I mean, I've got the free guide. You can download that for free. Buy some wood veneer. And just get stuck in, man. It's really fun. You know, the learning curve can be quite steep, but when you get it, you can make really beautiful rings, and I'm sure then that your friends will all want one, and you'll have something to have conversations with at parties, which is really cool. So my advice, get stuck in, bro. My advice for anything, like I said at the start of the stream as well, I said, like, don't be a wantrepreneur. Don't be one of those people who's just constantly consuming self-help books and, you know, all these kind of gurus' messages. Whatever you do, whatever you're into, just don't think about it too much. Just consume the information and go, fuck it, I'm going to give it a go. And if I suck, at first I suck. And then eventually I'll get better. You know, nobody got a black belt in karate overnight. You have to start from being a white belt. So that's my advice. Last one then. This is going to be the last one. I'm going to fuck off. Last one. Things to look into when buying a lathe. It depends what type of lathe you want. If you want a metal lathe or a wood lathe, obviously you want to look at price and depending on the size of your workshop. I've just got like benchtop lathes because I up until this point I only had a small workspace. So it depends really on the size of your workshop and what you're looking to do, and obviously what sort of budget. I'd say that you should always look at like the reviews. So read like the Amazon reviews, read the eBay reviews, ask around in groups and wood turning kind of places, and just find out as much as you can. Ideally, if you're looking for a metal lathe, like the lathe with like the least amount of chatter and like it's all like built like really solidly, and you know that you can use it for a wide variety of applications. because, you know, it's not just having the lathe. You need all the accessories as well. Like, you need a good chuck. You need a good drill chuck. You need the cutting tools. If it's a wood lathe and you're in the UK, I'd recommend getting a Charnwood W815. Me and Damien from Airborne Crow, I share the workshop with, we both use those, and we've had them for years, and they're fucking awesome and really reasonably priced. So, that's it for me. Download the free guide, and hopefully I will see some of you at the pub quiz, my virtual free online charity interactive pub quiz extravaganza on Saturday night. I'd love to see you there. Bring some beers, and yeah, you can battle out against some other teams from all over the world, and hopefully we can raise some money for charity. Like I said, over the course of this month, through the quarantine period, we've managed to raise £510, which is like way over $600. And I'm going to keep it going, and I'd love to eventually kind of get that up to like close to 1,000 if I can, because it's a good cause. We're helping nurses and doctors treating COVID-19 patients, and it's just a fucking good laugh. Something good to do on a Saturday night. So, hope to see you there. Join the email list. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Make some rings, and don't be afraid to get stuck in and make mistakes. Thank you very much, everyone. Big up to you guys on Instagram. Big up to you guys on YouTube. And I'll see you later. Safe! Alright, I'll say you, Instagram's gone. Goodbye to you guys.